Hello everyone, thanks for having me. My name is Ihor Samokhodskyi and I create AI practical solutions for my work, for external colleagues and so on. So today my focus is to explain how AI actually transforms the accessibility of data to regular people and to professionals. For many years I've been working on open data policy, and the problem I and my colleagues face that even though there are many data sets available from public sector and also from private sector, but the data is hard actually to use and to transform into daily actions. So I will show how we with AI transform this, and you could basically replicate any of our products or approaches. Today I will focus mostly on the solutions in justice. Before AI came, my team wasn't actually able to create any tech solutions because we don't have developers in team. And even quite often to work with the open data, we need to hire or ask external colleagues to help us. Right now, we are able to use open data to transform it into products that are used right now by journalists, MPs, ministries, and so on. So I'm grateful to you for being here with us today. You might think that if there is data portal or huge data set, the problem isn't there. But the data is published not to be somewhere online. It's published to change the behavior, to make better decisions, to empower people. And the machine readable data is very hard to read, basically, because you need some specific knowledges how to read these big data sets. And the majority of people can't do that. So the majority depends on the intermediaries. And AI transforms this accessibility because with AI, more people could use actually the open data and to create even the solutions with no code or low code approaches. And the reality is here. It's not the theory. We have already done that. So we have already created the AI tools that I use that are delivering the results. And I will share with you some of them briefly and then stop on the next ones. So what we've already built, we've built the legal translator for EU integration. So in Ukraine, we have to implement large amounts of EU legal acts in EU integration process. And we have lack of translators actually. So usually, even if you have funds to translate some EU directive, you need to wait several weeks until the translation is done. And quite often we have very urgent tasks. So what we've built in our team with AI, we take the table, we take the initial legal act and translate it in the table format, which is very convenient for future legal work. And we translate it with different AIs as a different columns in this table. So the lawyer, as a result, has the translation in his languages from different models, so he or she could better understand the meaning of each provision. And it's very great to work with this table because it's structured. Every clause is a separate row. So this really saves our time and time of ministries that are already using it. Another tool, broadband mapping. So this is a task that every country has to create a broadband map to see the gaps in connectivity. In Ukraine, unfortunately, we didn't have such a map because the regulator doesn't have enough funds to create this map. And basically all the other projects that have been around this actually didn't perform the outcome that is useful. What my team has done with the really scarce resources, we took the open data from the regulator, from the private company UCLA. We merged this data with some additional extra data from the surveys made by the Ministry of Digital Transformation. And we created the actually working broadband mapping tool that is right now used by the ministry to make decisions where are the main gaps that in connectivity that we want to cover, because there is a project on bridging the gap in connectivity and how to decide in which settlement the ministry should invest into connectivity. You have to have the map or other form of data. So my team has created this map based on open data, and we wouldn't be able to do that without AI because one analyst not working full time has been able to do that in several months. So this is unthinkable for the previous projects and approaches. Another point is court data monitoring, where we publish daily the court decisions on specific articles. I will stop on that in details more. And in this presentation, I will show you the tools that are working with justice. All of these tools have been created by my team without any big donations or funds, actually in our free time from our main tasks. So please feel free to see what could be done with a merely small amount of time invested. First tool that I believe has enormous potential for scaling is looking for patterns in court decisions. So we took court decisions on one specific criminal code article and we asked the AI to look into what are the patterns, specific patterns in these court decisions. And we have found very interesting issues. For instance, when the courts quoted the outdated law or the convention Ukraine has never signed before. And we have right now this actually tool online dashboard where you can see and anyone can see all the court decisions with these patterns. There is extra layer when we look at the gender, region, and so on, and you could see the pattern you are interested in, click on the decision, look in the register and see who was the judge when the decision was made. You could read the details. All of these have been done together with the AI. So the potential in scaling this for the whole court system analysis of how the decisions are made, what are the patterns in court decisions, is enormous. The next tool is AI summary Telegram channels. What we've already developed and published, and it's already used, is a Telegram channel which posts every day the very short and concise summary of the court rulings on the articles we are interested in. Right now, we've published 2 Telegram channels. One is on adult content, because in Ukraine we work on decriminalization of consensual adult content. And daily you have the short message about which new court decisions are there on this article. Journalists take these summaries. If they're interested, they could create news. And some of the cases we've highlighted have more than 1 million reach in national media. The next tool I want to share with you is the chatbot. So what we've done, we've took the court practice on several issues like adult content separately, public access to information separately, some of corruption articles separately. What we've done, we've created separate AI chatbots where you could actually ask anything about the court practice on the specific article you're interested in. You could ask, what is the general tendency? What are the gaps in arguments? Which practices actually deviate from the norm? And that's exciting when you read this summary. So basically, we've created these tools, and what's really important for public policy and legal people, that you could see the precise quote from where AI takes the conclusion it shares with you. So this is the tool that is very practical for professionals because first, the hallucination rate is low. Second, the answers come only from the sources you've shared with AI. And third, you could check in a very fast manner, just looking at the citation from where the conclusion comes. This is the third tool, and right now other NGOs are copying this approach, and we are happy for them to share this. With these 3 tools, let's summarize. We have basically one big mission, that open data starts working for the majority of people, basically, so that everyone has the solutions based on open data to make their decisions better. And we make that as team in different fields, but in the justice field, which is professionally quite new to us, we've created several approaches that are tested, they deliver the value, and they can be scaled easily. First is the pattern scanner. So we can take the big data sets on court decisions and look in the patterns that we are interested in, and we can visualize that. We could use it helpful for journalists, for analysts, for lawyers, for practitioners, for anyone. And we've already done that. We have a separate dashboard you could use, and you could test this. Second is Telegram bots. So basically Telegram is only the platform. Basically it could be done on WhatsApp, on any other platform like Slack, but it's the channel summarizing the court decisions on the article that is or topic that is interesting personally to you. The journalists are using it, the ministries, the MPs, and this makes the media and civil society really looking what's going on in their professional field. Because usually we take the information about court decisions from some, I don't know, news, rumors, but here you see the facts, and you see the facts daily, and you could use it timely, and it already influences the news in Ukraine. And the last one, not the least one, is legal chatbot. It makes the explainable law for anyone, because we could include the court decisions to look into a court practice, and we've already done that, and it's used and it's scaled by us and others. We could make the same with the different legislation pieces, and we could have a quotes and really reliability in what we get in answers. So what we see that open data really enables the creation of new tools, and AI makes it possible to create these tools basically for anyone, because there is no this technical bottleneck anymore. Anyone could create a new solution. And what I've shared is easily replicable across jurisdictions, any use cases. So data is the source, and AI turns this public sector information into power. So let's share this approach. There is a lot of data outside, and we can transform it into value for public, for people. If you share this, please connect with me on LinkedIn. Here is the address. I would be happy to share more details about our solutions. Maybe you have other ideas. Let's connect and create something together.